This is director Dustin Ferguson, and you're listening to the Deeper Than Music podcast.
Hello, this is Joe Williamson with the Williamson Management, and you're listening to Deeper Than Music podcast.
Deeper Than Music. The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest, deeper than music, deeper than music. The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest, deeper than music, deeper than music.
Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Deeper than music, behind every great song, there's an even greater story. I'd like to say what's up to everybody listening to us on Apple, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Geo7, Amazon Alexa, Audible, and all the great platforms that are streaming Deeper Than Music radio. I'd like to give a special shout out to my very first music manager, and I remember, the Stargazer back in Chula Vista. Shout out to Decompose, my very first music manager in the 2000s. Definitely took care of me. I did the first Juneteenth festival out there in San Diego. Shout out to him and Graveyard Recordings, and also to DJ Tricky T. And as always, Decompose always has an eye for talent, management, and just doing big things out there in the 609. So definitely shout out to Decompose. Today we have a very special guest. Not only is he a hip hop artist, but he's also an amazing professional pool player in which he has won many events, major cash pools. Ladies and gentlemen, give a special Deeper Than Music welcome to Joe Black. Joe Black, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir. Feeling good, man. Living good, feeling good.
Yeah, so I see you're on the East Coast as well. So you're out there in Kentucky?
Yes, sir, man. Paris, Kentucky. Shout out to 148 zone.
Wow, man. I bet you like here. Yeah, I just relocated from Southern Illinois to North Carolina, and I imagine it's just blazing hot, man. Humidity. I got to get used to the heat and humidity all over again.
It's raining like crazy out here today.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, man, the floods, they didn't hit you, did they? I know they had like floods out there in Kentucky.
No, yeah, it hit a lot of more down south, man. A lot of them got hit pretty hard. They struggling, man. We trying to get as much help for them as possible.
It's crazy, man, because I lived in Southern Illinois, and east of where I lived at was St. Louis. So before moving there, I didn't know Illinois and St. Louis were very close together. We left like 2 days before all of that happened, so St. Louis got flooded as well. So Joe Black, man, I want to delve into your history, and also we got two joints that will definitely showcase at the end of the show. We got It's Me and then the Hangover. Question for you, man. Like, how did you get involved in hip hop, man? How did your journey begin?
Well, man, since I was a shorty, man, my moms and them always listened to like Al Green, Temptations, Four Tops, some of the greats, man. And I grew up listening to that, and then, as everything changed, and disco changed over to hip hop, man, I caught wind of Curtis Blow and, Grandmaster Flash and them, and I was hooked. I was like, I gotta get into this. So I started out breakdancing first, and then as it progressed, I just started, putting words together and, rapping and everything.
Man, you know what's crazy, man? You mentioned that. My journey started, I was a b-boy, man. Matter of fact, I come from the era of like Beat Street, Breaking 1 and 2, and that's how my journey began in the hip. That's funny you mentioned that. My journey began as a b-boy into hip hop, and I think like most of and no disrespect to the younger generations, but I don't think they know about the four, the elements of hip hop: DJ, graffiti, b-boy, the MC. So you come from the beginnings where it was disco into hip hop. Wow, man. So actually, when did you at what age did you start rapping or start writing raps?
Yeah, to be honest, man, it hit me at 11 and 12 years old. I'm a 70s baby, but it hit me 11, 12 years old. And like I said, I started out breakdancing and everything, and I dabbled in the graffiti art and everything too, plus DJing as well with the turntables and scratching. But you know, that rap thing, man, it just always was in my heart. And I just always had a love for the beats, the music, and the way the whole thing sounded, you know, catching them break beats and everything and pulling them back. Because, you know, and everybody keep forgetting that the DJs, man, that was the foundation of what created this hip-hop, man. You know, everybody that's MCing and rapping, that came after the fact. You know, they was picking the DJs up at the clubs and everything, and then it all of a sudden changed guards somewhere down the line. But I just think, you know, like you said, some of the young heads, they just need to understand their history, man. I mean, rapping didn't start with the gangster rap and all that, man. You got to go way back and learn your history and your foundation. You know, we was party anthems and getting the crowd hyped. That's how the MC was born, moving the crowd.
Yeah, MC moved the crowd, exactly, man. And speaking of which, man, how do you actually, let me ask you this. What was your favorite era of hip hop, man? Was it the 80s, the 90s, 2000s?
I mean, the 80s, man, that was all for the breakdancers because the beats you had Planet Rock, Play at Your Own Risk, Jam on Revenge, Nucleus, and all them. There was the joints where they had the music around Roger Troutman in them. But the early 90s and through the mid 90s and late 90s, man, so much diversity and so many opportunities for all the artists to kind of be yourself and do your thing, man. You had so many different people that give you what you want. If you want a political rap, you had Public Enemy, you know, you had X-Clan and all them. If you wanted, you know, party joints, you had Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh. You had all them popping. If you wanted lyricals, you had Nas and AZ and Biggie and Pac and all of them. I mean, you had your own flavor. Kind of like Digital Underground. You do what you like. You have whatever you want to hear.
Yeah, you're right, man. Because I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like now, like I'm like you, man. I'm a baby of the late 70s. I just feel like, yeah, you had diversity and you had to come with it in the 90s. Like you had your Wu-Tang, you had your different flavors, and I feel like now with technology, everybody and their mama raps, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, like you said, some cats don't research their history or research the foundation. I liken to when Moni Love was on a show, and I forget what young rapper it was like kind of disrespectful, and they like, yo, you don't know who this is? This is Moni Love. This is rap royalty. Who are your influences, man? What influences you to make music, or what artist musically influences you, like as far as your style and your music?
Lyrics, man. I mean, you know, I like for, you know, if you're gonna talk about something like, I mean, Slick Rick for storytelling, Dana Dane, man, storytelling, you know, and you know, just being vibrant, man, and being able to Q-Tip in them. Buster, I always love Buster. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, man, KRS-One, that's my dude. Just a lot of people, man, that got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I like for my music to be like my meal. I want the meat, potatoes, and the side dishes. You know, take me somewhere. Just don't, you know.
Yeah.
You know. That's,
yeah, man.
I mean, that's I like to party too. Don't get me wrong. I'll get on with some 2 Live Crew and you know, some of their Miami bass. You know, I'll like their music too.
Wow.
On no example.
No doubt. So for the people that are listening, man, and like I said, at the end of the interview, we're gonna bring your joints out. How would you describe your flavor, man? And what is Joe Black bringing to hip hop, man? What are you bringing, and what is your style and your flavor?
That's crazy, because that's kind of how I'm feeling that day, man. It's like I got a lot of, you know, versatility, and hopefully I want to bring a lot of some of that good foundation, man, or them lyrics, man, and stuff, man, and get you thinking like, oh wow. I mean, you know, I'd rather be respected for what I say on the record, you know, rather than, you know, writing this thinking, man, this gonna make me some money, bro. I ain't in it for the money, I'm in it for the love, player. You know,
yeah.
I respect my craft. You know, listen to the words. You know, and the beat. I mean, I hope the beat catches you too, but listen to the lyrics. You know, I want to be able to, you know, change some people's thoughts, man, and get it back to where they really had that love for their hip hop, man. Because it's just the way of life. Because I mean, say what you want to. These young kids can do the drill music and do what they want to, but I mean, we spark the flavor of everything that they do, from the clothes to hairstyles to everything. We pioneered a whole lifestyle for our youth.
Yeah. And it's funny, man, you mentioned drill music. I know that back in our era, we had gangster rap, but gangster rap, talked about the living situations and it exposed like what was going on with LA. It sparked the riots, it caused, awareness. But with drill music, man, and then even now, man, with these young cats, I was actually thinking, man, because every now and then I hear about hip hop artists getting killed. And I think in our era, man, rap wasn't a dangerous, foray to get into. But now it's like, yo, people, young cats are getting killed, man. What's your thoughts on that, man?
My opinion. So young and whatever, y'all feel how y'all feel, but it's my opinion. But to me, man, when Spice One, NWA, Too Short, and all them cats was, coming out and doing their music, it was their environment and how they lived and what they, it was reality rap is what we was calling it more.
Yeah, reality rap. Yeah, exactly.
We spitting where we was kind of like the urban ghetto news. You know what I'm saying? We look outside our window and we tell her what we seeing because people behind closed doors, behind the scenes, wasn't seeing what we were seeing and wasn't living how we were living as far as police brutality and, the things that was going on, us out there trying to do what we got to do to make $1 to make a living. And so we brought that to the attention. What ended up happening is all the gangster mafioso and stuff like that, people started, embracing it like this is us. They started start wanting to live that life we talking about. You got choices. I mean, I talk about this stuff, but I talk about also, what happens in the end. You either die, you go to prison, and stuff like that. And then it just got to the point where it got glorified and blown way out of proportion. Now people, it's more for clout now. They're talking about committing crimes on record and actually doing it. And they think that's, and that's caused all our youth to kill each other because, the respect in the household, the way you grew up, man, they're not giving you the like, hey, bro, don't do this, just do this.
Yeah.
Because, you go to jail or die, and it's like, they don't even care. And then they think somebody after they dead, they think they homies and them gonna go around like, yeah, man, word up, big up, rest in peace, so and so. You can't get there when you dead. You can't before you dead. And you locked up for nothing in your books. So you did it all for nothing.
Exactly, man, because you had the, what's that dude, Future, and then my man Pop Smoke, man. I mean, I found it crazy, like, you on Instagram, and I mean, now we live in the era, like, we had rap pages, we had the source, and it wasn't like 24/7 or like this, the social medias now. And I feel like the young heads now, like, hey, I got to be on 24/7. And sometimes it ain't about the music, it's all about the personality. And it's wild, like with Pop Smoke, how, hey, you on Instagram, you flashing this money and you got your influence, but people are paying attention. You know what I mean? And you in LA, you know what I mean? Like people, yeah. So I just feel like in our era, like Ice Cube, for example, Death Certificate. He had the life side and the death side. He gave you that reality, and he also gave you like, hey, gave you solutions for that information. And I just feel like right now the genre is just really, really reckless, but it's good to see MCs like you bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that Nas is still doing this thing. So how did you link up with Decompose, man? How did that all come about?
We go way back like Pampers, man. That's my family. Those cousins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in Dayton, and I'm down here in Paris, man. And our fam, man, is kept us connected. And then we he used to come down here in Paris and visit, and then we always stay connected. And like my other cousin, I had a cousin named Buster that him and his group used to do music, and I used to try to call him up, hey man, listen to this little freestyle, listen to this. And he was like, all right, cuz, I listen to you. But Russ, man, was the one, Decompose was the one that said, look, cuz, man, stay tight, keep doing your craft, man, and, I'll get at you. And then when he started Graveyard, he hollered back. And much love being shout out to Decompose, cuz, man, he made it possible, man, and he kept his word.
Yeah, and I remember, man, with Decompose, so I first met him, and then, he had like a coroner jacket on, and I'm like, wow. And then he had this song called Bass in Your Face. And then what was deep about it was like, look, you glorifying this gangster stuff, but I'm a mortician. I see you after the fact. You know, he talking about when you come into mortician, and I was like, holy crap, man, that is on a whole nother level. He telling you, you know what I mean? And cats don't think about that. Like you say, you glorify this stuff, but then, hey, Decompose the one that see you after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized, like, Decompose is really, you know, a mortician, man. So I was like, oh, okay. But it gives you something to think about. So what is your creative process, man? How do you get inspired to write? Is it the lyrics first, the beat? Like, how do you create your music?
I mean, it's funny, man, because when I get inspired, sometimes I get inspired because if I listen to, like I said, Jay-Z or Nas or something, if they hit a lyric, I'll be like, oh, snap, and then I'll just start writing because I always, the way I used to write, I used to listen to them, and if they said, like, a real thorough verse, I used to, like, pretend that they call me up and ask me to do a 16 with them. So then I made their verse, and I try to outdo their verse, which gave me my, my style, even though I got my own little style, man. But it's just like I'll close my eyes if I hear a tight beat, and it's like I see the video first. I envision the video of me performing it, and then I just start hitting it word for word. I can just see it playing out. But I freestyle. That's what my claim to fame was, man. I had a dude, man, one of my best friends, shout out Joey Happy, man, he passed away. But he used to be my little sidekick, man, and we go out and catch people in ciphers, and I start freestyling. He used to point at stuff, and I was just able to incorporate it and bring it into my lyric without stopping. And that was my claim to fame right there. A lot of other people I see doing it on TikTok and stuff now, but back in the day, I was the one for just doing it off the fly.
Wow, man. No, that's great, man. That's what's up. So I know we got, like I said, at the end of the this interview, man, we're gonna showcase your music, but I want to get the 411 on your music, man. Like, as far as, can you give us a background? Let's say, Is It Me, man? What was the motivation, and what is that joint about? Or it's just me, yeah. Yeah,
it's just me, man. It's just like when you come up in school and stuff, man, you got people, like, some people that just, they be sports oriented. I mean, I play or whatever, but you always got people always to this day that's got something negative to say about you regardless. So you got to take that negativity, and I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody nothing. I'm living my life. It's me. It's just me with my flaws and all. You take me how I am, or don't mess with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to conform or change who I am for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you know what I'm saying? You either love me or you don't. But I'm going to still keep doing me. I'm going to keep a positive attitude and keep my self-esteem where it need to be, on 100.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I got you, man. That one speaks to the haters. And then the Hangover, man. What is that joint about?
That sparked the idea. I kind of got that idea from the movie.
The Hangover. Okay, yeah, that's a classic movie. Shout out to the Hangover, man.
Yeah, at the same time, the thing I was doing is, like, how when you first get that entertainment bug, like, you want to get in this business, man, and from where I came from, everybody wanted to be hot. Everybody wanted to be that dude, so when you get signed, you want to get signed, so you want to write your best lyrics, you want to make the best songs out there possible, but then when you start getting in there and getting a little, notoriety, then they want to influence you with the, come on, man, go to this party, then, turn up, man, turn up. So you get, kind of romanced and seduced by all the little drugs and the drinks, and then it's like, oh, you got a little money now, then the females want to pop. They get so, enticed by the money and the women and getting drunk and drinking and doing all that they forget about, why they got in this business and, getting fans and making good music. So that's kind of like when I break it down to, with how you started out, trying to be somebody, and then you get enticed by all that. And then in the end, you lost your mission and your goal, what you got in this business for, make that music.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned something, man. It's like, it's called music business, and cats don't get the business side. Actually, you know who I was thinking about today? I was thinking about Black Rob, man, and like all the stuff he did for Bad Boy in the background, and the way he ended up the way he did, man. And it's a music business, man, and like I was listening to Puffy's No Way Out album, and that song "I Die for You," and I mean Black Rob, he ghost wrote a whole bunch of things, and actually Black Rob was the second coming of Bad Boy. You know, after Biggie got killed, Mace was pretty much done, and just what happened to him, how it ended with Bad Boy, was like, man, it should have never been that way, man. And it's like in this game, it's money and then it's fame. But then you also have to take care of business, man. And in this industry, they don't groom musicians, or even better yet, Sly and the Family Stone, man. Look at Sly, bro. Like, the man is like, he was a musical genius, but like you said, man, them drugs, and even Michael Jackson to a certain degree, man. How you go from like Thriller to where he was, man? But the smart move he did was he had like ATV Publishing. But then they came after him, and it, like what you mentioned, is just like you said, man. People get clouded, and the business is not being handled. And I always heard that you got to get a lawyer to watch your lawyer in the music game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Once you marketable, you can make money, man. Here they come, man. Come the influencers, man, and then they want to sucker punch you with all that other stuff, and then you lose sight of the business, and then they signed your whole life away because all you wanted to do was make music. I have a talent. And then it's just what they say, you sell your soul to go gold.
Yep. And then like Tribe Called Quest, music rule industry rule number 4080. And like now it's like so many cats that it's a music business for a reason, but then you have all the stuff that entices you, the women, the yes men, and like, I mean, you got to stay grounded. So Joe Black, man, I appreciate you for being on this interview. So I want to, my other question is like, so when it's all said and done, man, you like 20 more years in the rap game, you got more albums dropping. Like, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want people to remember Joe Black by, man?
My lyrics, man, things that I'm saying, because like I said, man, through all the beats and the breakdowns and the choruses and the little catchy phrases that we got to do to either get people on the dance floor or get people twerking or doing these TikToks or whatever, there's a message, and I'm trying to leave a legacy of messages, man, because I don't want these young kids out here, man, dying before they hit 22 or 23, man, and not even being old enough to be somebody's grandparent or nothing, man. I want them to be able to live so they can enjoy, everything out here that we've been blessed enough to enjoy.
Yeah.
I ain't get this old by being stupid. I've been out there in the streets and stuff too, but my grandmother and my mother didn't raise me, to know how to go the other way,
Yeah, and then I think too, especially for young black males, man, Trayvon, Mike Brown, I mean Breonna Taylor, man, it's it's the same thing like Men's Society, man. The hunt is on and you are the prey. And I think with some of our music, like you said, we giving them ammunition to justify, pulling the trigger and stuff like that. And I just hope, man, like you said, like I feel like the OGs, man, we got to pull them back, or the upper echelon cats that have that age and experience. Like, look here, young cat, like, this is the way you got to move and navigate. Don't feed into that, man, because right now it's open season, man. You know what I'm saying? And they restricting rights left and forth. And cats, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, like you said, you can do it for the money, but at the end of the day, I think people get short-sighted, don't look at the big picture. You are encouraging behaviors that are detrimental to us. And at the end of the day, I'd much rather have a sleep without anything on my conscience. And I wish that we had more Chuck D's, more Public Enemies, more X-Clans, now that are like, hey, so my next question is, shameless promotion, man. You got the 2 singles. What can we expect more in the end of 2022 and 2023 from Joe Black?
Oh man, I'm on this ride, man. I'm on full throttle, and just keep putting out some music, man. Keep my ear to the streets, man. And if my people want to hear something, I got to give them what they want, man. And keep being me in the same process. But I gotta keep doing what Graveyard and Russ is asking for me to do too, and keep it popping. And I got some other ventures that I'm checking out myself, man. I got my kids, man. They out there putting it down and doing their thing. So, you know, shout out to YB23 and shout out to Tay. You know, and we are working on this little movement that they trying to put together too. They got a lot of music on and stuff, YouTube and everything too.
No doubt. And then also, where are you on social media, man? Where can people get information about you and upcoming releases and things of that nature?
Right now, you can check me out on Graveyard Recordings, rightnow.com, man, and just go there and check that out and support my other label mates and on Graveyard and shout out to Decomposer, support him and his movement of music too. Everything else will be coming soon, but you know, Facebook and hopefully TikTok and Triller and all of other platforms, we get ready to start blowing it up.
All right, ladies and gents, so there you heard it from Kentucky Live and Direct, special guest Joe Black of Graveyard Recordings. And as promised, man, we about to end this with It's Just Me and The Hangover. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, another great show on Deeper Than Music with special guest Joe Black, and we're signing off here on Deeper Than Music Radio.
That's right. Another Joe Black exclusive. Free entertainment, baby. For those who thought they were nobody,
But y'all somebody.
but really was somebody.
That's right.
Stand up on this.
Stand up.
Hey, I don't care what they say. I'm just me at the end of the day. With my flaws and all, the mirror ain't lying, y'all.
That's right.
This is me,
This is me.
this is me,
This is me.
this is me. Try not to let the bullshit get to me. Cause this is me,
This is me.
this is me. How did you wanna live the life that was meant for me?
Here I am, stripped of all my earthly blessings, lyrically addressing myself. Still impressive as hell, falling in love with myself. Again, funny how the mirror tell you just how it is. And that's when I stop listening to what y'all say. Like y'all's opinions count for something, they can't tell me nothing at all. Just like a tree standing 20 feet tall. Y'all tried to cut me down, but I did not fall. I'm too strong, and ain't no way you're gonna beat me. I'm loving myself too much right now, haters believe me. You'll probably hate me cause you'll never be me. I'm on your blind side, hi, can you see me? I work too hard to let myself down. I'm confident and damn proud to stick out in a crowd and just be saying it. Got me feeling myself right now. Cause it's just me, hey.
Hey, I don't care what they say. I'm just me at the end of the day. With my flaws and all, the mirror ain't lying, y'all. Cause this is me, this is me, this is me. Try not to let the bullshit get to me. Cause this is me, this is me. How did you wanna live the life that was meant for me?
Now, Raleigh never had it easy, believe me. I wish my moms never would've conceived me and bore me into this mess. A life stained with pain, grief, stress. I must confess, at the time I couldn't get left again. I was just a little kid, wilding out for attention, tie off their belly land. And things were so very different then, and it got worse as I got older. Doctors called me crazy, mama saying I'm bipolar. People saying they know me well, got stories to tell, and they found out that they just telling stories so well. See, I pay them no mind, cause people like that aren't kind, and I ain't got no time for that. I made it too far, ain't got no time for me to look back. I'm past that, and like I said in the first verse, I'm loving me now. Tell me put me first, cause it's just me, hey.
Hey, I don't care what they say. I'm just me at the end of the day. With my flaws and all, the mirror ain't lying, y'all. Cause this is me, this is me, this is me. Try not to let the bullshit get to me. Cause this is me, this is me. How did you wanna live the life that was meant for me?
and your career's a given. 1 minute, everything you put out's a hit. Make it a good living, one blink, your career's gone, it's like they stop. Listen, then you lost the mission.